I can never, ever forgive y'all for voting for that man. I'll never forgive y'all for voting for that man. He not only has he flipped the world upside down, he's flipped my world upside down, pause. Specifically because I remind y'all, I worked from home last year. Hybrid. I was in the office only Tuesdays and Wednesdays. That's it. I was working from home Monday, Thursday, Friday. You know how lovely that is? Work from home Monday, Thursday, Friday. It's a perfect combination. Perfect. Had a great situation. I was at USAID. I was 2 metro stops away from my crib. My office, my crib, 2 metro stops away. Now, my drive to work, 30, 35 minutes. My drive home is an hour because of traffic. Last year, didn't have to use PTO for a trip to Miami. This year, I have to use PTO because we in the office every damn day. I was working from the beach. Because y'all didn't want to vote for a woman. Y'all, for some reason, got y'all under this man's spell. Now look at us. Just look. Turn on the news. Just take a look. Look, I'll never forgive y'all.
Mr. Donald Trump, the President of the United States, Mr. Donald Trump, can I ask you something? Can I like ask you something regarding the war you have started in Iran? Okay, it is affecting our life in Asia, in Asian countries or ASEAN countries. We are affected. The prices are going up. The fuel prices, the grocery prices, everything. Okay, your country is the first world country. You have resources, you have manpower, you have money. Okay, your countrymen will not suffer. Why you have to come and start something like this in other countries all the time? Why can't you look your country first? Do you think your country is very good in every ways? No, right? There are many problems, many issues in your country also. Like mass shooting, it's so disgusting. Anyone in your country can get the gun and just go and do the mass shooting to the innocent people, or especially in the school. Why they always target schools? Why? Because the rich people in school, like Elon Musk children and all, where they study. Do you think anyone can go and do the shooting? No, right? But they always target the common people children. Why? Mall, schools and all. Why? This is the biggest problem in your country. Gun violence. Okay, drugs problem, homeless. Why can't you deal with these things first? First you clean your country, first deal with these things, then you come and like go and start war in some other country and look for other countries' problem, right? Your home is not clean and you wanted to clean somebody else's home. Why? This is the worst thing. You are such a powerful president, you have majority, everything. Why can't you make the law, strong law for the gun violence? Why can't you make the law for the drugs? Why? You how you feel when you see some just random criminal with a gun and going and doing the mass shooting at the school and with the innocent children? Horrible. Why? You have also children, right? Many other rich people also have children in US. Why they always attack the common schools and this mall and all? Why? This is the biggest problem in your country. Anybody can get the gun, like the grocery, like buying the vegetables. So maybe it's like everyone. It's so easy. This is the biggest problem. Why can't you deal with it? Why you have to poke your finger to another country's problem? First deal with your country problem. Okay? And please stop this. Like whatever the problem you have with Iran, there are many other ways to solve it, like to come out with the solution instead of just like the war and all. Okay, it is affecting the life. It is affecting the life of people in Asia, in ASEAN countries. Okay, please look into it.
Political decisions made in America don't just affect Americans alone. They affect people around the world. And right now, people are paying for high gas prices, because of Trump's policies and the current war with Iran. Others can afford groceries. Others can afford healthcare just because of the choices that Trump voters made. So let's have a look. Please like and help the video, right? Let's get into it.
And this is why voting matters, y'all. So in case you didn't know, USAID also helped with the prevention of viral outbreaks, epidemics, and pandemics and such. So because the Trump administration and Doge cut U.S. aid, saying that why are we wasting money by sending it to other countries, now there's a potential for Ebola to get over here because we are now having the worst outbreak we've seen in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. This is so telling that, again, the administration in power had no idea what they were doing. Trying to ask, why are we sending condoms to countries in Africa? Because we're trying to prevent AIDS outbreaks, because we have missionaries going there and coming back here. So you're trying to prevent AIDS from spreading, because it benefits you if it doesn't come back here in just randomly. And again, you can get AIDS just by holding someone's hand and you both had a cut. It doesn't have to be anything nefarious like, oh, those missionaries were doing like naughty things. No, but that's why they were sending condoms to other countries. This is why we were spending money in Africa on outbreak prevention. It's to make sure nothing made it back over here. You nip the problem in the bud over there, your people are safe here. And I think it's just telling that they don't even know why this money was being spent, because most programs are being spent for a reason. They had to vote. We all know how slow Congress can be. So if they did put something in place, there was probably a good reason for it. But this is where we're at. Hopefully the World Cup doesn't cause any, major super spreader events. But we've canceled all our fan fests, so that's probably going to help.
So the answer is yes. Yes, Trump voters did want this. They want people to lose their jobs. They want people to lose their homes. They want the stock market to crash. They want kids to go hungry. Every single time your MAGA relatives or neighbors have told you they're sick of their tax dollars going to support food or education or clothing or housing for those people, this is what they were actually confessing to you. They like to hurt people because they think it's fun and they think it's funny. And they would rather make somebody else's life materially worse if it meant a couple of extra pennies in their own pockets, just because that's who they are. And as they always say, when somebody tells you who they are, you should believe them.
Donald Trump has put the United States of America on a very, very dark path. Literally the whole world, seriously, the whole world, every country in the world is moving trade and tourism away from the United States of America.
We're going to be digging ourselves out of the economic situation that Trump is putting us in for at least decades, probably for the rest of my life. We'll probably never gain our soft power back like we had before Trump, because he has completely destroyed all of America's soft power throughout the entire world. He has made us the pariah of the entire planet, and he's done everything he can to boost China, because China's just skyrocketed in the world. Their soft power's growing, their economic power's growing, their military power's growing. China's growing in every aspect you can, and America is not. America is getting worse and worse and worse and worse, and the rich people are making life worse and worse and worse for everyone in America. Our entire stock market is a giant bubble that's all based on AI that doesn't even make any money, and that's the only growth in the stock market. If you took AI out of the stock market, we're in a recession, a deep recession, and AI is a bubble. It doesn't work. It is not profitable. Eventually that bubble's gonna pop, and we're already in a recession. Guess what happens if you're already in a recession and then the economics get worse and worse and worse? You get a depression. That's where we're going.
The United States is never going to recover from the second Trump administration in terms of trust from the international community. The reason for this is that the United States at this time has proven that they can not only elect someone as dangerous, incompetent, and explosive as Donald Trump, but that they can do it twice. This is literally a case of fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. Objectively, Trump in his first term was not as bad as Trump is being in his second term, but he was still an ungovernable, chaotic, lawless mess who tried to overthrow US democracy. The world had to watch as Americans saw all of that, experienced all of that, and then voted him into power again, leading to where we are now. Global trade and the global economy has been massively compromised and perhaps irreparably damaged by a war with Iran that Trump illegally started for reasons he cannot explain. At least 600,000 people are known to have passed away as a result of Elon Musk's Doge cuts to USAID. More than half of that number are children, and the number is continuing to go up. 8 or 9 countries have been bombed. Sovereignty of NATO and the security of Europe have both been explicitly threatened and infringed on. Foreigners travelling to and from the United States have been harassed and abused for being foreign, and literally every country and organisation is bracing themselves at all hours of the day and night for the announcement of the next wave of illegal tariffs, which, even if they're not passed, will massively shake the global economy so that Trump and his goons can buy the dip. Do I believe that the United States will be able to internally politically recover from Donald Trump? Maybe, possibly. The world watched the American people line up to elect someone as dangerous as Trump, see exactly how dangerous he could turn out to be, and then line up to elect him again. It's not an unreasonable thing to say that they will line up again to elect Tucker Carlson or Donald Trump Jr. or whoever the hell else. From the perspective of the rest of the world having just watched that, the United States needs to be kept at arm's length. A respectful distance. Is any deals, treaties, relationships, negotiations, and alliances set up with the United States from this point? It's all temporary. Because in the eyes of the world's policymakers, it's just a matter of time before the American people vote in yet another Trump. It's just not really worth the risk from the perspective of the rest of the world. You can see all the other countries forming new relationships and trading alliances around the United States so as to avoid going through it. That is now the safer option. As long as conservative propaganda continues to dominate the silent majority of the United States, the US is never going to be seen as a trustworthy ally again, for the next few decades at least.
Donald Trump just called the US the hottest country in the world. This nearly 80-year-old man referring to this country as hot is perfectly in line with his character. Additionally, he said the US is the most respected country in the world. Now, I have a lot of followers on here who are not in the US, and I believe that they would disagree with what our president is saying. In fact, I would imagine that many people around the world think we are the least respected country on the planet, as we currently have the worst president in history, second to only himself the last time. That's where we're actually at as a country. Not hot and not respectable.
Hey, I'm just here to let y'all know I will never forgive y'all for allowing Trump to get a second term. I'll never forgive you for saying that you're a Democrat and throwing your vote away or sitting at home over a genocide happening halfway around the world that no matter who the president was, could not control Israel. Because y'all don't know how Congress works. Y'all don't know how money gets appropriated. Y'all don't know shit. Y'all just be talking and not reading. I'll never forgive y'all. Never.
I think a problem with a lot of ex-MAGAs is they don't understand the depth of what they have done. Like, they think, oh, I just made a couple bad tweets. When the fact is that there are people on this earth who should be alive who are no longer alive because of MAGA and MAGA rhetoric.
The cuts to USAID program have had serious consequences for vulnerable people around the world, and that this program provided food assistance, healthcare services, disease prevention, clean water, education, and emergency relief. So for many families, this wasn't just luxury. This was a lifeline. Now there are mothers who now worry about how to feed their children. There are patients who have lost their healthcare. There are communities that depend on aid for floods, drought, and even health emergencies who are now facing hardships, Trump administration thought that foreign aid was just throwing out money. But foreign aid serves American interest, by promoting stability, preventing humanitarian crises, and preventing health threats before they become a large global threat, like the case with Ebola. At the same time, the current war with Iran is causing high cost of living. When fuel prices rise, everything else follows. Transportation becomes expensive. And when transportation becomes expensive, food prices often rise, Farmers pay more for fuel and supplies. Businesses pay more to move products, and and consumers end up paying high price. And this is putting pressure on families who are living paycheck to paycheck, those who couldn't afford groceries, gas, rent, electricity. And this is why elections do matter a lot, because policies are not just word on paper. Policies affect jobs, prices, healthcare, aid programs, and the lives of millions of people. And no matter where someone stands politically, it is important to understand that government decisions have human consequences, because at the end of the day, elections should be about improving lives, but not making life hard. So thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next video.